MotorCast, the latest in automotive news. Brett Wharf here with you on WBKR.com each and every Thursday at 5:30, and it's brought to you by our good buddies out at Diesel Up, Next Level Diesel Performance, 3247 Commerce Drive in Newburgh, Indiana. Check them out online, diesel-up.com. Back to GM. Back on the 15th of this month, General Motors, they acknowledged that there were actually more people that had died as a result of these faulty ignitions, and now 19 people, rather than 13 as originally reported, were claimed and approved for compensation. Now, these claims figures were a lot bigger before, and they approved 19 deaths were accepted. But before that, there were claims of 125 deaths, 58 crippling injuries, and 262 hospitalization incidents that came from the ignition switch. And now GM has agreed to shovel out $300,000 to the surviving spouse and an additional $300,000 to each surviving dependent of said approved death claim. And of course, sticking with General Motors, the National Corvette Museum up the road, it seems to be flourishing and cashing in on that hole in the middle of the building. And they actually made a $13 DVD to tell us about it in 39 minutes. It's 33 cents a minute. Now, they did this because the added cost of the new safety features to keep people from falling into a 45-foot wide and 30-foot deep hole would cost too much. They're just going to fill it in. The cost for the safety features would be $1 million. And they were only planning on spending $250,000 just to fix the cars. So that's just what they're going to do. Oh, and that $250,000, that's only going to fix 3 of the cars. The other 5 are going to be displayed, dents and all, because they were way too jacked up to fix. Hey, farmers, check this out. If you're really sick and tired of, dealing with the high cost of diesel fuel, or maybe you could use some extra horsepower in your tractor or combine, let me tell you something about these guys out at Diesel Up in Newburgh. They can hook you guys up with this plug-in product that they actually make in-house. They're geniuses. But let's talk about the plug here. By adding this plug to your tractor or your combine, you're going to be able to boost your horsepower up to 30%, and you're going to be reducing your fuel consumption by 10 to 20. So just think about how much money you're going to be saving and how quickly this thing will pay for itself. And the best part about it is these guys back up their product all the way. 30-day money-back guarantee, free lifetime warranty on the product, free shipping with all of the modules, and the lowest prices allowable. Check out everything at diesel-up.com. Give them a call, 812-490-9804. Stop by and see them in Newburgh. And while you're browsing around or chatting it up, you can be sure and ask them about their truck edition module, light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. They have that all taken care of as well. Thousands of other diesel performance things are out there. Check them out online. Go out and see them in Newburgh. They know what they're doing, and they're the best. All right, so a couple of weeks in the past back there, we were talking about the brand new Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. It's got 707 horsepower, all going to the back wheels. It is a monster. But what about the Charger? They didn't really think about that one. Ah, yes, they did. And in fact, they're going to be doing the exact same thing to the Charger that they did with the Challenger. And I think over the last several times that we have mentioned this car, you probably know the numbers by now. 6.2 HEMI, 707 horsepower, and it's supercharged. But we had to bring this back up because Dodge no longer has the only fastest American production car ever made. They have 2. They have the most powerful 2-door American production car ever made and the most powerful 4-door American car ever made. Which begs the question, when are they going to do this to the 300C or the 300S? Come on, Fiat, let's do it. I was checking out roadandtrack.com, and they like to do a few things here and there, just kind of some fun things. Now, if you're buying a car with 707 horsepower, I really hope that you're not worried about fuel economy. If you had a straight enough road and a heavy enough foot, if you laid it down on the floor for 13 minutes, you'd be out of gas. That's how long it takes for that thing to get from full to empty at full throttle. Sure, it has this really, really huge engine in it, 6.2-liter hemispherical, but talk about the weight of this thing. 2.25 tons this thing weighs. And then I was taking a look at some of the comments down towards the bottom, and these people are making some fantastic points about this car. They say, sure, it's gorgeous, but it's not practical. And then this guy named Scott, he says, oh, well, I guess they're going to bring out the Hellcat Dart next. No, they're not. That's another good thing to talk about. If they made a Hellcat Dart, they would have to reroute every single thing inside of that car. Or maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they would put a 6.2 HEMI inside of a car that's front-wheel drive. And then Road and Track will come back out and say, yeah, your gas is gone in 13 minutes, but your tires are gone in 4, and you're still sitting on the line. And this is my favorite one. This guy named Chris, he asked the question to be asked. He said, when is the Dodge Grand Caravan Hellcat coming out? That's a fine question. The base model Dodge Challenger and the base model Dodge Charger actually share an engine with the Grand Caravan, a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. So why not put a 6.2 HEMI in a minivan? It's got all-wheel drive. It can handle it. Right up until you try to take a turn on a racetrack and it flips over, and we'll leave that sit. Once again, a big special thanks to our buddies out at Diesel Up. Check them out online, diesel-up.com. And remember, farmers, they can hook you up with those plug-in modules. It's very quick and easy. I've seen them do it before. Pop the hood, slap her in. I mean, it'll probably take a couple minutes, but that's nothing. Head on out and see them, 3247 Commerce Drive in Newburgh, Indiana, and give them a call, 1-877-686-3326. That's going to do it for MotorCast this week. Sorry if you didn't get to see the big hole up in Bowling Green, but they're filling it in. And also remain vigilant when it comes to General Motors products. And we'll see you next week.